Hello everyone, this is Travis with the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I'm here with your winter planning briefing for November 8th, 2018. We'll just start with the winter weather threat matrix. Looking at our most impactful system over the next 5 days looks to be late Friday and Friday night. So I have yellows highlighted starting in northwest Montana late in the afternoon and continuing into the evening hours, and then generally after sunset for north central Idaho and western Montana. With this particular system, it doesn't look like Limhi County is going to see much in the way of snowfall. During the day Saturday, we have kind of a showery pattern around, so I left those yellow as in some real moderate potential there for some minimal road impacts. And then as we get into Sunday, there's some questions among the forecast models that we use as far as will there continue to be some snow shower activity across western Montana or not. So that's kind of a question mark at this point, but it's certainly something to keep in mind. Doesn't look to be a lot of snow, but could be a bit of a nuisance. So we'll start with snow levels beginning on Friday evening. You can see across much of western Montana pretty much to the valley floors, and that continues into Saturday morning. The only real exception is if we look over into north central Idaho, and we have snow levels about 3,000 feet during the evening hours, so that would be above some of those lower valley locations. Now I wanted to step through this model forecast of the timing for the precipitation. So we're starting here. This is 11 a.m. Friday, and I'll get this moving forward, and we can kind of see the progression of it. So the precipitation is simply the color fill that we'll see as we go forward. So here's 2, here's 5 in the afternoon. I'll stop it again. You can see the snowfall's filling in, light snowfall, but snowfall nonetheless is filling in across northwest Montana. Gets down into west central Montana about mid-evening and also into north central Idaho. And it reaches southwest Montana during the late night hours on Friday night. And as we go forward and look at today Saturday, you can see some kind of light snowfall that's ongoing. You can see Saturday afternoon there's a bit of a focus that stretches from southwest Montana over into north central Idaho. So something to keep your mind on there as a possibility. That could end up being a bit more snowfall than we currently have forecast, which we'll touch on in just a bit. And then going forward, let's just look at some of the actual snowfall amounts we're forecasting. So in a general sense, this is across the whole area. 1 to 2 inches is expected to be pretty common. Let's narrow in on a few certain regions. We look at northwest Montana here. We have 1 to 2 inches for the valleys, and once again, remember the timing would be late in the afternoon on Friday into the evening hours, so kind of that rush hour time. A bit higher amounts towards Marias Pass, 2 to 3 inches, and in the Sealy-Swan Valley. Across west central Montana, generally an inch or less for the valleys. We're looking towards like Lookout Pass, 1 to 2 inches. If we go into southwest Montana, overnight Friday, not a whole lot, just expecting less than an inch for pretty much most areas. North central Idaho, fairly light amounts, generally less than an inch. There's a possibility as the system passes early on Saturday morning that we could get a bit of an upslope in the Camas Prairie and Whitebird Hill, so we could end up with a bit more there, something to keep in mind. And in Limhi County, not much expected, just a skiff of snow towards Lost Trail Pass. So we were talking about Saturday. Here's our current projected snow amounts for the day on Saturday, so you can kind of see that 1 to 2 inches there in southwest Montana, westward into north central Idaho. But there is variability in the model, so we may end up with an additional inch or 2 possible for that same region. That's still kind of being ironed out at the moment. Another thing to keep in mind is definitely going to have some freezing fog around Friday morning and again early next week. A quick peek at the temperatures as we go into Friday, expecting highs generally in around the freezing mark or mid-30s across the area. Lows Friday night in the 20s, and then thereafter highs pretty much in the 30s and low 40s with lows in the teens and 20s. So let's see. Well, that is the end of the briefing. The next briefing is scheduled for Sunday, November 11th. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Have a good day. Thank you.